Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the USAPL, the gold standard of franchise T20 cricket. My name is Shaz Latif. I will be your commentator today, and I'll be joined on the mic here by Julian Calicor here shortly. And we've got an exciting match for you here today between the LIV Incredibles and the Veerans. One great thing about this match is going to be the great talent that we have on display. For the LIV Incredibles, it starts with Captain Moin Babar, Fahad Amir, Mahmood Chaudhry, Agram Sethi, Josh Patel, Ved Amin, Prakshish Patel, Jimit Patel, Danish Sheikh, Dhananjay Ambre, and Ahmadullah Adil. And I stand corrected, it's actually Fahad Amir that is the captain of the LIV Incredibles. And their matchup today versus the Veerans, which are with Meenakshi Sundaram, Ranadeep Aleti, Fahad Khan, Shreyas Ramesh, Anuj Sharma, Ishan Iyer, Yash Mehta, Okari Sims, Veer Malhotra, Shrey Sharma, and Hamad Qureshi. The Veerans are led by Meenakshi Sundaram, and the Veerans have won the toss and elected to field first. Coming to the crease for the LIV Incredibles is going to be Fahad Amir and Mahmood Chaudhry. Mahmood Chaudhry, also known as Muda to his friends. So Muda looks like he wants to get off that duck quickly from his last matchup. With the Veerans and the LIV Incredibles both sustaining an 0-1 record, somebody's going to be in the winning side today. And we're excited to bring you this broadcast from beautiful BPL Stadium here in Bolingbrook, Illinois, from the Indian Boundary Park. So please do come on down here tonight if you are in the area. It's absolutely a gorgeous afternoon, early evening, and it's only going to get better as the stadium lights take effect. One great thing about today's matchup, not only do you have our regular camera angles, the two ones, one for the batter's perspective and for the fielding, but also today, there you see it right there with our umpire Hassan right there, Hassan. We have a stump cam today for you, ladies and gentlemen. That's right. So we will be able to bring you the additional curiosity from the crease. Let's see what we pick up here with the swing of the ball to the crack of the willow. Super excited to bring you this matchup here between the LIV Incredibles and the Veerans. As my guest commentator and host and vice president, everything BPL, Mr. Julian Calicor, gets himself set up to come into the booth. Julian, one of these teams is going to come out of that loss columns, and one of these teams is going to go again into that loss column and get themselves into 0-2. Who do you like here, and what are some of the key matchups that you're looking for during this match?
Good evening, everybody. Again, welcome to this wonderful match between Veerans and the LIV Incredibles. Some good questions there, Shaz. I have to remain impartial as best as possible. But that being said, we get a good look from Stump Cam there, in full action. That being said, I'm just looking at the talent on display. I have a feeling that LIV Incredibles might be the team to get up tonight. I'm not sure. I'm just having a hunch on that one, so I could easily be wrong. Both teams, and actually all teams within the league from the draft process, are fairly evenly balanced, depending on who's available for the night. LIV Incredibles had a couple of players unavailable for tonight's match, so they have an 11 missing two of their platinum players. Veerans have a couple of players unavailable as well due to, I think one's down for illness, if I remember correctly. But again, two even teams. A lot of it's going to come down to the captaincy, how well they perform in the power play, obviously, is a big point. And as we saw in the India versus South Africa game earlier today, where South Africa won with about an over to spare, or a few balls to spare, where they look down and out. Sometimes it's just a couple of good hits, a couple of balls that maybe not in their desired location from the bowler, and the complexion of the match can change in a heartbeat. So that's the beauty of T20 cricket, and hopefully we'll have a match on display that excites you all out there tonight. It's a beautiful evening. If you're in the area, come on down. It's about as perfect a night for cricket or any sport that you can imagine. Not too warm, very, very gentle breeze at most, lots of sunlight, very comfortable evening for all the players as well as anyone who wants to come and watch. We're just about to get rolling here. Runner deep.
As we get ready here for the first ball, ladies and gentlemen, we told you it's Fahad Amir on strike, along with Muda Chowdhury on the non-strikers end. And we've got Rana coming in to bowl and attack for the Veerans. So great points there by Julian. Of course, we saw the match. I know if you out there on Facebook Live, if you want to comment, we'd love to see what you thought about India versus South Africa as well. But yes, it seems like one of these teams need a David Miller type performance here today to help change their trajectory and not go 0-2. But you're absolutely right. Just one over can get you right back into this contest. So if you were here last week on Friday, we had a phenomenal match. We went right down to the wire. And we're looking to get another nail biter here today, because those are always the most fun by all accounts. So here we go. Umpire Essen gives the ball up to Rana, and we'll get prepared here for the first delivery of this match. First delivery off the off stump, and a attempt by Fahad misses it. And which is something the Veerans will welcome, as they were guilty of some additional extras in their last matchup, along with some fielding mishaps. So the Veerans are going to definitely look to clean that up. Great ball there. Comes right on line. And another dot ball as Rana chases that ball down. Does not want to give up those runs. So a good start here for him. Got very pleasant conditions. I'd say it's more of a chase type of pitch and field here today, considering the weather and how it cools down towards the latter part. So we're looking for a exciting matchup here, and we hope that you will join us here in person. Delivery number 3, and that is a wide. Yes, that is a wide given by umpire Essen, who's one of our premier umpires here at the BPO. Hailing from my home city back in India, Hyderabad. So we do have that connection there, but he still gives me an LBW every time. And there's a full toss. Interesting there. Changes the pace and gives it a full toss, and Fahad Amir was not ready for that. There you see our new stump camp here, ladies and gentlemen. That's a beautiful angle to take a look at that beautiful CA 15,000 Players Edition. Glistening in the sun along with those yellow pads. And another slash and an appeal, but that is given another wide. So 2 extras given here by Rana. He does end up giving 2 extras in this over so far. So no runs made with the bat yet. All thanks to courtesy of the Veerans. See how Rana finishes his over. Oh, and there's a attempted drive, I will say. Goes about maybe 6-7 feet away from the batter. You see the LIV Incredibles in their familiar yellow and gold, with the Veerans in their blues and yellows. It's a battle of the yellows today. And a very nice change of pace there, and that does get by the fielder. Onto the leg side for a single. You've got the blue and yellow with Sri Lanka there, Julian. I know you're trying to come up with the teams. Yes, you've got the. Yes, they're definitely a darker blue. And then with the yellows, of course, you've got your Aussies, right? The yellow and gold, and then you've got yellow and green. You've got South Africa. You've got Pakistan with the green and yellow in there. So plenty of nations represented just here today. First ball, and a very good ball to Mahmood Chowdhury, and he whiffs and does not connect. So that completes over number 1 for Rana. That is 3 runs on the board for the LIV Incredibles for a loss of none. Coming in to attack for the Veerans now is going to be Yash Mehta, number 99. First ball, very nice delivery, just past the off stump. Yash, a very well-known bowler here in the Midwest region. If you play in any of the leagues around here, you'll definitely hear his name. Quality bowler. That one comes off the middle of the bats, but unfortunately didn't get all of it. And some great enthusiasm and some loud noises coming from the Veerans. That's always a good sign. From their lackluster effort from last time, it's definitely a good sign. I believe that was Ishan Iyer, if I see that correctly. Yep, it was Ishan Iyer, one of our young BPL prodigies, a young captain for the Kings, Super Kings. And the next ball, again off the off stump, goes towards point. That leads to another dot ball. So Ishan, very well known for his energy, high energy, great fielding. And he's got a very well-balanced head in terms of staying composed and leading his team as well. So hats off to the young man, making it to the USAPL, well-deserved. And another ball, and that one goes into the covers. And this one does lead to a single. So it will be Mahmood Chowdhury on strike now. So the LIV Incredibles starting off a little bit slower, but that's okay. They're trying to build their innings, right? They're going to try to get their eyesight set in. It's always a good sign. As long as you don't lose wickets in the first power play, that's always a good sign.
Got to get some runs. I mean, I agree with you there, Shaz. You definitely don't want to lose too many wickets in the power play, but with the structure of the game as it is, perhaps one of these players, and I'm assuming in this case it will be Mahmood, who's only faced the one ball so far, is most likely going to have a crack here. Looks like Fard playing a bit of the anchor role. Mahmood might stand and deliver. As we see right there, slashing cover drive, not quite off the middle of the bat. A little bit of rain during the week has slowed the ground down just a touch. It's still fairly nice, but a little lush. But a good shot there by Mahmood. And in your 6 overs, you can afford to lose a wicket or two. That's about it. But especially if you're 2 wickets down with only 20 runs on the board, that's not a good start. And a big swing. Dot ball ends the over. That's the end of 2. And we have 6 runs on the board for no wickets down after 2.
If you are in the area, ladies and gentlemen, do come on down. We'd love to have you here.
That'd be good, man.
We'd love to have you here at the stadium. Come by, say hi to us in the commentators booth here. Julian and I will be hanging out. As always, we always welcome food. I'll always make that a quick reminder for everybody that wants to come by. Anything you'd like to bring, it's always most welcome. If you feel like you want to bring us dessert, by all means. We've got the Portillo's chocolate cake. You've got a cake shake. You've got Andy's frozen custard we always talk about.
Smoothie King down the road.
And Smoothie King down the road as Rana comes back. And there's a slash. Goes right over a point. Ishan Iyer goes, man, that guy is quick. Ishan grabs it very quickly. A strong throw. Almost takes Veer's head off there if he wouldn't have caught that. So that's a quick single there. A possible double if it hadn't been for Ishan's very quick athleticism. There you see the stump cam here as Muda takes his, seems like a middle and a leg guard.
Skin shelling.
That's a new style now, Julian. You got to show a little leg. Or make it look really skinny, one of the two. Just hoping Muda doesn't hear this later on and comes after me. That's all. He's a big man.
Happy that we noticed.
And there's another, a little late there on the ball. Takes it into the covers. Interesting. That looks like a different bat that Mahmood Chaudhary is using today. Usually he uses don't want to say a particular brand, but I've seen him use a particular brand consistently. And speaking of bats and brands, do check out Mace Cricket. It's another drive into the covers, and a great diving effort there by Rana, saving himself an additional run. Great athleticism there. Speaking of bats, do check out Mace Cricket, part of the Cricket Merchant family. It's got some phenomenal pieces of willow out there and some soft goods as well. So for all of your cricket needs, check out Cricket Merchant and Mace Cricket. It's another loopy. Oh, I would say it's a loopy. That was very, very slow compared to his previous paces there. So keeping Muda on his toes, if you will.
Sort of a knuckleball, really.
Yeah, it was very deliberate, very slow. Same arm action, kind of like a straight change, but had a little knuckling action in it as well, like you said. Oh, a very, very well bowled ball there by Rana. Good thing for Muda, he didn't nick it, or else he would have been gone. That's a pure delivery right there. Probably the best one. Well, that's a good ball. He comes for his final delivery of his second over. And I believe that's going to go wide. Yes, that is given a wide. Look like from our standpoint, he may have clipped his thigh guard, but umpire Essen says no, that is a wide. Take a look at that stump cam one more time, please. Love to see that view. You can see how that grass is very well rolled here. Speaking to a little bit of what Julian said, it is a little bit more lush than normal, just because of the rain that it took on. And there's an opportunity there, and it is bobbled. That is bobbled. It was in his hands, right into the mid-off, between mid-off and. He survives. And that completes over number 3. It's the LIV Incredibles at 9 with a loss of none.
Yash Mehta coming in from the northern end. So a big swing and a miss to start the over from Mahmood, who's on strike. Both batters on just 3 runs. Incredibles off to a watchful start. Just 9 runs coming from the first 3 overs. Perhaps falling a little bit behind where you ideally want to be, but no wickets down, so that's to their advantage. Just having a little bit of a discussion in the middle of the pitch.
Anything happened yet? It's over?
Dot. Just a dot. Another watchful delivery.
Yash Mehta comes back. And a slower low full toss. Gives it another dot ball for Yash. Turns out to be a really good over so far. Anytime you can get 3 dots in an over in a T20, you'll take it and you'll run. In this case, for Yash, run and bowl again. Another ball into the covers, and great fielding there by, I believe that's Pranav. Did I get that right? Or was that Okari Sims? So don't be fooled by the jersey. That's Okari Sims out there. Brother of Masato Sims of Brayborn. This one goes on to the leg side, and another dot ball. Oh, for the LIV Incredibles. It's turning out to be not such a good start here. We're both batters at 3 runs apiece, having faced 10 balls each at minimum. Can't have a 3 for 10 ratio in a T20, ladies and gentlemen. And another attempted heave, but to no avail. And that concludes the over. A maiden for Yash. That's absolutely commendable considering a T20. That's a very big rarity. So that concludes over number 4. It is the LIV Incredibles at 9 with a loss of none. We love getting interaction from you, ladies and gentlemen, and I see we've got some questions coming in from Facebook Live, which is awesome to hear. So, Wasim Hassan, your question or your comment was that you're hoping it's going to be a good game. Yes, that's all of us here. Definitely looking forward to a good game. Another nail-biter here, hopefully, like we had on Friday. And Manohar, MJ, is this a T20? Yes, this is the USAPL, the gold standard in franchise T20 cricket. And Fahad Khan comes in for his first over. I believe that's Fahad who takes him for a quick single there. This ball comes in. Muda Chaudhary decides he does not want to get hit by it, so he scampers right off the pitch. So welcome to all of you watching on Facebook Live and also on YouTube. Love to have you guys here watching with us. And another heave by Muda. And he gets a lot of air, but no ball. Hadi Bouya says, Fahad is the best. Watching you. And a very big top edge, but it goes flying over to the boundary, and that is the first boundary for the LIV Incredibles. So, Muda reached for it, and that scampers into the backfield towards the third man region for a 4. So hopefully this gets him going. Hopefully his eyesight has set in and his ability to hit those long ones, which he's absolutely known for in the Chicagoland area. And he starts connecting and getting us some fireworks. Manor says, it looks like that. I believe he's talking about Adil Mushtaq's comment of a 50 over a game ODI. You guys will see some fireworks here shortly, I'm sure. And another swing and a miss by Muda. So another dot ball here. See more and more viewers are watching. I'd like to welcome you all to the USAPL in this matchup between the LIV Incredibles and the Veerans. Very nicely played here by Muda. Goes on to the long on region, and he gets a quick single. Very nicely hit there by Fahad. That one had a cracking sound, but unfortunately no launch angle on that one. Gets him a quick single into the covers. And that completes the over here for the Veerans. So it's the Incredibles at 16 with a loss of none with 5 overs complete. Yash Mehta comes back to start his third over. So it seems like the Veerans are going to continue with their attackers and just bowl them straight out. And a great delivery there. Not sure what Fahad was doing. Kind of stuck his not a wide, so a little curious from Fahad's angle. Maybe the little sun getting in his eye there. Not able to judge that placement of that ball. Oh, what a great delivery. Absolutely heaved and missed there by Fahad. Good thing for him, he didn't do an inside edge and clip his own stumps there. So, very good delivery by Yash Mehta. It's interesting to see when you battle the sun, even as a batter from the south end of the stadium here, it does become slightly challenging. And for the fielder's point of view, you also have the shadows creeping across the field, so you have to be able to be cognizant of keeping your eye on that ball as it travels through the shadows. And there's a shot that goes straight up. There is an opportunity. Ishan Wow, what a catch! Ishan Iyer, ladies and gentlemen, we spoke about his athleticism earlier, and that was on full display. Ladies and gentlemen, that's the catch of the match here so far.
It's the only catch so far.
And it's the only catch so far, yes. But that's right up there with the one that Humayun took the other night, where he acrobatically caught that in the air and then decided to just plop down in a meditation pose with his legs crossed. But Ishan, we talked about this young man's athletic ability. We talked about his level-headed and calmness as a captain as well. And he's one of those young bright spots from the BPL youth that continues to shine here. So great moment here, Julian, for the BPL. And I know you've been involved with the youth since the beginning. It must make you very proud.
Oh, absolutely, and that's the what we intend to do with promoting youth cricket in the area. That's the BPL wouldn't exist if it wasn't for the youth. Is that the end of the over? No. Yeah, that's right. And we have adopted the new rule where the incoming batter will take up strike at the striker's end, regardless of whether the batter's crossed in the process of the catch taking place. But yes, getting back to your point there, Shaz, BPL's very proud of our youth. We wanted to help promote youth cricket, and now with the USAPL, after a few years, it's good to see some of these guys stepping up with the ultimate goal of perhaps at least helping to identify and put their talent on display. So somewhere down the road, but you may see US cricket taking interest in some of the youth that we are producing. And Ishan's come along in leaps and bounds in the last few years. Obviously a great fielder, very athletic. He's captains the Super Kings in our local league. He's played some big roles. Just a few weeks ago, I believe he helped get the Super Kings home after they were looked down and out with just a handful of overs to go, much in the way that Mr. Miller did today for South Africa. And he's just a great player. And he's always enthusiastic. Obviously no one likes to lose cricket matches, but he takes everything in stride, win, lose. He's always enjoying the game. He's always got a smile on his face. I'm sure he'll have a smile on his face after that great catch. As we see Agrim take his first delivery from Yash Mehta. Incredibles are off to a subdued start, I guess would be the best word for it right now. That this being the sixth over, this is the end of the power play coming up here in just 2 deliveries and only 16 runs on the board. We may want to throw it out there now. It's a bit of a mystery as to the end target that they may reach, but let's see what people on Facebook might want to take a punt, see if they can predict the final score that Incredibles will get. We see Aglim get off the mark with a solid single down to the catcher there, to Ishan down at long on. Just the one delivery remaining in the power play. Mahmood, 8 runs of 18 deliveries. Again, fairly subdued. Maybe they just want to enjoy the beautiful evening that we have and just happy with being out in the sunshine in the middle of the field. Sort of looking cover drive there. Didn't get all of that. Not timed perfectly, but enough for a couple of runs. Maybe off the toe end of the bat rather than the middle, but nonetheless, solid looking shot. Positive shot. 2 runs. Brings us to the end of the 6th over, the end of the power play. 19 for 1 are at LIV Incredibles.
There you see Yash Mehta's numbers right there. 3 overs complete. He's got a maiden underneath his belt. Only conceding 6 runs and still taking a wicket with an economy of 2. That is absolutely incredible, ladies and gentlemen. That's what you're looking for. So the Veerans off to a really good start for the LIV Incredibles. Not the start they were looking for. I can only imagine, but nonetheless, they're looking to continue to climb here and build those innings. So maybe a partnership between Muda and Agrim can set the tone for the Incredibles, as they really need to start cracking some runs on this board, especially with Muda already having played 19 balls. It's definitely going to be time for him to really start increasing that total. So it looks like it's going to be Fahad continuing his over. As you see that stump cam from the beautiful BPL stadium here, you see those lights already on, about to start taking effect here, I'd say in about an hour or so.
A few comments coming in, just remarking on the lovely catch that Ishan took. We see a chopped, not sure if that was a deliberate chop attempt, perhaps late cut-ish of sort. Not really going exactly where he wanted to go, but he did beat the keeper. Thank you, Hadi. Fad is best, according to Hadi. He's watching you, bro. We've got the renowned Mateen Inamdar appreciating that catch. We see a slap from Mahmoud through the covers. That's a better good-looking shot. Out to the longest boundary on the field. In the region of 72, 73 metres, I believe that is, from dead centre. As he moves along to 12. And we agree with you, Manoa. Some fireworks might be coming. That was a good delivery there from Fad into the toes of Mahmoud. Managed just to chop it away for a single onto the onside. And he's starting to push the scoring along a little bit now, which is exactly what Incredibles need.
Absolutely. It's almost eerily similar to the South Africa-India game earlier that we spoke about, right? South Africa kind of just struggling along, and then the likes of David Miller, Van der Dursen, you know, it's similar to him. It seems the Van der Dursen innings remind me of Muda right now, where it kind of just struggled in the beginning, and then just absolutely just turn it on like a light switch. So definitely a lot of time to go. See Naeem Khan here saying it feels like a test match. Yeah, you know, you'll see some fireworks, and there it is. Agam goes cross bat.
That was not a test match.
And that is a complete bold. You see those light up stumps coming out? That's beautiful right there, ladies and gentlemen. You see that ball, but you see that importantly, if we can get that replay one more time. Love to see. Road for Agram as he takes a long walk back to the dugout. It's never a good sign when you're coming at number one and don't deliver, in this case, which is a rarity for Agram. So it looks like, see who's Dhananjay, it seems like. Yep, DJ coming in for the LIV Incredibles. So Fahad picks up a wicket. And that looks, so Hadi, it seems like your comment as soon as Julian read it, it worked its magic. And your guy Fahad took a wicket. So great coverage here by our camera team here, led by Hassan Dastagir and his team. So definitely enjoying these multiple views that we have, and hope you're enjoying them as well. So Naeem saying 120 seems possible. Yeah, seems possible for sure. So you still got quite a ways to go. As Zanajay, you see his cricket club numbers. He's played in 28 matches, scoring close to 500 runs. He's very close to that 500 mark. And he's taking 33 wickets as well, so a great all-rounder. And perhaps his 500th run for the LIV Incredibles at the USAPL. First ball here too, and it gets by the keeper. It gets by Veer. So that will be a wide an additional run. A wide +1 there for Fahad. I believe his jersey says Fadi. And I'm not going to touch that one, Julian, because I know you've got some stuff brewing in your head on these nicknames. As Mahmoud Chaudhry takes his guard. And there's a beautiful shot. And there is no fielder out there. 2 bounces and over the rope for a clean looking four. Probably his cleanest shot. Hey, it's a ball that should have gone onto the offside, but he's strong enough where he can just pulled it. And another shot here. It goes into the leg side. And I think I went back for 2. Yes, they are able to get back for 2. So there you see him, ladies and gentlemen. Muda started off slow, but now it seems like he is absolutely going to go. But that completes the over in this case. So 7 overs complete for the LIV Incredibles. And that brings us a score of 31 with a loss of 2.
Okay, we're good. We're good. And welcome back. We see change of bowler at the northern end. Yash Mehta has been reprieved momentarily, and it is Okari Sims coming on to bowl with his left arm around the wicket. We see Stump Can looking a little bit askew. And a wide delivery to start, wide outside off stump. He's pushing it a little bit there. What? How many extras are there?
What a shot.
That's a good looking shot. 1 bounce
6 extras so far.
for 4 runs. Incredibles move on to 36. And taps that one through for a single. As moves ever closer to 500 runs in cricket clubs. And getting back to Mahmoud, who's on strike now, I would say there, Shaz. Obviously, Okari drifting. Good looking ball, and perhaps was looking to come down the wicket. Maybe yorked himself a little bit there with his footwork. Nonetheless, able to tap it away safely for a single. Takes him on to 20. But Mahmoud, after occupying the crease early on there, struggling a little bit. He used up 24 balls so far. He's definitely started to accelerate. But I'd say now that the LIV Incredibles would really want him to go deep into this match. Preferably all the way through, but at least into over 17, 18, and anchor the scoring, but still be scoring as he moves along. Once you occupied 24, 25 deliveries, you really need to hang around for a while, especially it looks like he's in good form at the moment.
And there goes Muda again over point. Does that have enough? No, it dies out. probably not too happy with that. Had this been last week, that probably would have rolled for a 4. But nonetheless, Muda definitely coming back, getting closer and closer to that 100 strike rate, and then, of course, going to climb over. And Muda is known to do that, right, Julian? Mm-hmm. What you spoke about, taking his team deep into the match and into his innings, and he's definitely capable of riding this whole thing out if he really wants to. So he's very well known. He's known for that. And then there's another shot. Very well played, and looks like they may get a call for 2. And yes, that is another call for 2. And a very strong throw out from about the 40-yard mark. And he gets back. You see Muda signaling that he needs water after those runs. So that does complete 8 overs. It's the LIV Incredibles at 43 with a loss of 2. There you see the over by over chart. You see the slow start there, and over is 1, 2, and 3. Very consistent. There's something to be said about consistency as well. And then Maiden that came in from Yash in the 4th over. And then you start seeing the aggression there starting the 5th over. And then consecutively between the 7th and 8th. So the LIV Incredibles are definitely going to go and shoot to continue that momentum. So at this rate, 120, I believe one of the viewers suggested, is definitely within reach. And I think if anything, it's actually higher now, right? You're looking at somewhere around 140 and 150 as a possibility as well.
Yes, the last few overs have certainly seen an increase in the scoring rate, as was required, especially with Mahmood starting to get things moving. He's pushing ever closer to the 100 strike rate. He'd want to exceed that. Looks like we have Meenakshi coming into bowl now from the southern end of the ground. DJ's on strike. Got a bit of rise on that one. Awkward looking delivery, an awkward looking shot. As it was tapped harmlessly into. DJ thinking he might have missed out on that occasion. Will we see the mystery ball from Meenakshi, where he runs in and bowls from about level with the umpire? Ends up being a 26-27 yard delivery. Big slap. There's there's a player out there, fielder out there, and that is caught by, I'm trying to get the fielder, and DJ falls. So even more reason why Mahmood needs to hang around more now. We'll just get the name of the fielder. Shrey. A good catch there. Should have been taken, and it was. And the 3rd wicket falls. Yeah. See DJ Dhananjay Ambre out for 6 runs off 5 balls. He was looking comfortable. He probably didn't need to play that shot. But nonetheless, he has. And the 3rd wicket's down. And the new batter will be coming to the crease here shortly.
And for Dhananjay, unfortunately for him, about 2 runs short, or 3 runs short for hitting that 500 mark as well. So unfortunately for our viewers and our entertainment here today, we won't see DJ cross that 500 mark. So see who comes to the crease for the LIV Incredibles. See somebody strolling out there very methodically. See if we can get a name for you here. So it looks like that is Josh Patel that is coming in to the crease. As Julian referred to you earlier, you see that incredible run number from Josh, scoring over 3,000 runs, having played in 139 matches, and also, just for fun, taking 67 wickets along with it. So not a bad Cricket Club's career here so far for Josh.
Yeah, I think you find these days most players obviously you'll have a lot of people who specialise batting or bowling, but in the T20 format, the captains like to have options. You'll find that probably out of the 11 players on the field, 7 or 8 of them can be picked to bowl if needed. See Meenakshi continuing, first delivery to Josh, tapped away, easy single, off the mark straight away. And that brings Mahmood back on strike. But I think you find these days, most everyone's capable of rolling their arm over if needed, if they're a batter. And even some of the bowlers, you don't find too many batting bunnies anymore.
Yeah, you're absolutely right in the T20 format. Hard to find specialists, but it's always good for the captains to have. Oh, very nice delivery there by Meenakshi. Muda just plays it away. Yeah, captains like having options, right? Especially in this shorter format. You got to be able to pick on anybody you want and be able to have that trust that they will execute. Another. It's like that looked like there was definitely a nick there from the reaction from the. See if we can get a quick replay. But judging by the reaction of Veer, it definitely seemed like there was an opportunity. But then again, even if they don't hear anything, so such is the game. And I think Muda was fooled on that one. He was in two states of mind. He decided to come forward, back, and then just protect the wicket. And he got lucky with some. Brings a score of 45 for the LIV Incredibles with a loss of 3 wickets. As Okari comes back. You see Muda going with that shuffle, and he absolutely clears the boundary. So on a quick one-hop boundary, offside, and he said, you know what, I can handle this, and he absolutely punishes it towards the deep square leg region. So Muda ever so closely climbing to that 100 strike rate. In that T20 format, strike rates are absolutely important for all batsmen. And as he did start off slow, it seems like he's getting his momentum behind him. Okari again, and he goes into the extra covers, and he is gone. Rana Deep, a.k.a. Rana, the first attack bowler, makes that catch. He had a little bit of a fumble there as a possibility, but he hung on to it at the end. You see that ball coming. But nonetheless, soft hands will get you wickets, because that allowed him to go with the momentum of the ball. So a great catch by Ranadeep, and Muda, as he was just getting ever so close to getting started and really going for the LIV Incredibles, his innings come to an end. So Mahmood Chaudhary ends at 29 with a strike rate of 93 with 3 fours. So a very key wicket there for the Veerans. Okari super happy with his fielding team out there. Let's see who comes in here for the LIV Incredibles. That looks like that is going to be Moin Babar. Yep, that is Moeen Bobber. Part of the Bobber family that just keep producing cricketers after cricketers after cricketers. And there you see it. It's not just me saying it. The truth is in the stats right there. Having played close to 500 matches, scoring over 6,700 runs. 1 run away from 68. And look at that wicket haul, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, you see that right. That's 581 wickets. So getting close to the 600 mark as well. So Moeen Bobber, known for his batting and his bowling. He's switched to the more of the spin bowling now, conserving his energy, not using pace as much anymore. See Moeen taking his standard middle and leg guard as he normally takes. It's be interesting to see what kind of mentality and what kind of mindset he comes in with Muda just losing his wicket here, Julian.
Yes, he obviously have time to find his eye as he attempts to do there. Just taps away harmlessly to cover for no run. But you're right, Mahmood was just starting to get moving there. And I believe that shot was on. He just uppercut the shot a little bit more. Probably should have driven through a little bit more firmly and flatlined it rather than lofting it. Moeen just tapped that around the corner. No run. So I think Moeen's probably going to try doing similar to Mahmood. Obviously, Incredibles do really need to get a shake on here. Just almost coming up to the halfway point in their allotted overs. As you see, he scampered through for a quick single. Good call that from Jash Patel. Moeen's off the mark. Both batters are new to the crease. Yeah, there's the 50 up. So a little clap. There we go. So we're getting back to the score predictions. 120 has been the first one thrown out there, which we've seen in previous matches is probably not enough. It's the end of the over, halfway through the innings. 50 on the board, 4 wickets down.
While we wait for Meenakshi to get set for his next over, go through a quick match summary here. You see Mahmood Chowdhury, technically, at 29 runs for 31. So Meenakshi continues his attack, and it's a quick dot ball. So Meenakshi throws lots of arms, lots of grunts, lots of noises, lots of everything at you. And it is your job as a batsman to decipher where that ball is between all that. There he goes again. It's not sure if Meenakshi realizes this is also cricket, not just tennis. But there is that match summary once again. You see DJ coming in with 6 and Fahad Amer with a 5-er. But great economy coming from, I believe that was Yash Mehta, who also took a maiden. And that is a misfield. Absolute misfield there. And that will cost them an additional run. So the Veerans, who seems like they've absolutely tightened their fielding from their previous match, which is a very good sign to see. When you have the likes of Ishan out there, who's a young fielder, that definitely will give you a boost. And then you've got a great catch from Rana as well. So 2 opportunities. Actually, there were 3 opportunities with Shreya as well. And all three for Avail. And there's a shot into the covers and a great stop. A diving stop there. I believe that was Yash Mehta who made that great stop. And he makes sure that no run comes of it. And actually, he's been very economical, as you can see there. And there is a very well-placed shot into the deep covers. And that will get him another 2 runs. So, you see the intent from Josh. And he's looking to definitely accelerate, it seems. After this. Still have plenty of wickets in hand. So, you'd love to get your predictions here, ladies and gentlemen. We're just past the half-point mark. Where do you think the LIV Incredibles will end up here tonight? And will the Veerans be able to chase it? So, some good action coming your way. If it's anything like the last match we saw between Braeborn and the Spartans, it's going to be a nail-biter. As Edward Lawrence walks behind me. I apologize. That was the Spartans and Cardinals. And Edward reminds me, he's like, hey, man, the wrong red team. Thank you, Edward. Appreciate it as always. And tomorrow it'll be Spartans and Braeborn. So I'm just working ahead. That's all, Edward. As he goes by, he says, cheer Spartans, but we have to be impartial here. Unless we're getting Braeborn Cricket Club merch and all that good stuff, then we may have a slight favoritism here. No, I'm just kidding. We love our game. We love the way it is. And we love having all of our participants here as Okari comes in to the attack as 11 overs have been completed for 54 with a loss of 4 for the LIV Incredibles.
Okari's been the most expensive of the bowlers so far. 17 runs coming from his 2 overs. He answers my critique there with a dot ball, so good on him. He did give up a couple of hits to Mahmood, but the 2 new batters at the crease, Josh on strike right now. Still remaining fairly calm. Another dot ball. The dot ball's increasing. The Incredibles' run rate's fallen below 5. They really need to perk that up somewhat if they're going to put up a total that is defendable. We have predictions within the commentary and production tables that Josh may be going big here shortly. He's got his eye in. And there it is. Didn't quite get all of that. Driven reasonably firmly through the lush grass out to Yash Mehta at long off. And just the single. Yash to Yash. That would be Yashes to Yashes. Dust to dust. There. Something like that. See, Moen just agriculturally clipped that to the leg side for 2. And I think Moen might be in a frame of mind that he nice delivery there from Okari, just drifting down the leg side a little bit, but tapped very comfortably to mid-wicket for a single. Takes Moen to 5. Both batters on 5 after 8 deliveries. It's fair to say I think both of them should have their iron by now. I can't spend too long getting comfortable out there. See what amounts to a flip sweep. Just a single to Josh.
Going down the crease. And that does complete the 12 overs. So it definitely seems like the Incredibles batsmen are set in. Looks like Moyne is asking for something. Seems like water, perhaps. There you see the worm chart as the run rate increasing, which is always a good sign for the LIV Incredibles. And the Veerans looking to contain this. But 59 for 4 with 13 overs or 12 overs completed. And a few more overs to go, but perhaps now it's time for the fireworks, isn't it, Julian?
Yeah, they better do something. That worm chart looks a little bit like my attempt at trying to sew a straight line. Good thing socks are cheap. I don't have to worry about darning holes in them anymore. But yeah, you mentioned fireworks and LIV Incredibles. 6 wickets still in hand. Just 8 overs remaining. They really should be looking to get 10 runs and over from this point out, which would give them a score about 140. Somewhere around the 140 should be at least a target to defend, or at least attempt to defend. 120 is not going to be enough. See a good delivery from Meenakshi, who's still grunting away from the southern end. Very good, pleasant young man is Meenakshi. Another good delivery. Just getting it sort of almost Yorker length, a little bit wide. That's where he tends to be aiming. He doesn't spin the ball that much. More of a containment type bowler. Tends to force the batters into errors, as we see dropping a little short there. Slapped out over the cover region for a single, brings up 60. Josh moves along to 7, but halfway through the over, Meenakshi doesn't muck around. He gets through his overs very quickly, which, as an umpire in the weekend league, I really like. I'm not a big fan of bowlers adjusting the field after every single delivery. Another good ball there. Moyne just taps it away on the onside for a single.
Definitely, you speak about the speed that Meenakshi bowls with, and doesn't give the batsman any time to recoup, right, which is always a good sign. And also notice this with some of our young bowlers as well. So you see Tejas utilizing that quite a bit, where he gets the ball and he's ready to go. You also have some of the Mehta brothers from the Midwest League as well, or from the Midwest Cricket Club. And what a shot! No chance for a shot on that one. That made a very, very loud noise from Josh's bat, and that clears the boundary with ease. When that bat comes off the meat of the bat. And ladies and gentlemen, I've said this before and I'll always say it, and I will say it till my very last breath. There's no better sound than an English willow meeting the middle of a bat with a leather ball. It is so unique and it is absolutely beautiful. Another very well hit ball, but slight misfield, but doesn't cost him anything, which is always a good sign. So Josh chugging along, and that finishes Meenakshi's over, and that concludes over number 13. It is the LIV Incredibles at 64 with a loss of 4.
Carey continues from the northern end, his final over. Moyne swipes away at that one. Good throw back from fielder. See the stumps lining up in the as the sunlight fades. Looks a little like fireworks, but it was a bit anticlimactic in this case. Moyne's going to look to get going here. I think he's going to target Carey. This is his final over. Bit of a hop, skip and a jump there at the delivery stride. Big smile on his face. I think he almost tripped on that one. Single by Moyne. As he moves along to 7, he's being fairly watchful right now. I think Josh is ready to get firing here. They need to take advantage of these slow bowlers. I think this ball's going. Let's see. No, it's a unusual looking shot. Looked like he was perhaps thinking of a ramp shot, but there's no pace coming. Worked it away. Bit Steve Smithish. Here's a good looking shot straight to Yash. He'll field that comfortably. Should be just an easy single. And a good return by Josh right over the stumps. Yash with a powerful arm. He's waiting for that compliment.
It's very interesting when you have all your focus on the field, you're still paying attention to the commentators here, Yash, huh? As he walks in. That's a very nice shot there over point. Going towards the mid point, or going towards D point right there, and a comfortable 2 runs. And Moyne's not even interested in looking at the 3rd run. So, not sure if it's the heat, not sure what's going on. It's always interesting when players are playing. They always look for what the commentators are saying, huh? Isn't that right? Yeah, Yash agrees and gives me a thumbs up. And just remember, Yash, there's no such thing as a commentator's curse. Okari comes back in a very nice shot right over umpire DP's head. And Ishan just races in front of Yash and says, I got it. And he puts a direct right on the money throw. I don't know if you can get a camera here of Ishan. You should probably see him, Ishan, walking by. It's hard to miss him. He's got the Stuart Broad bandana going in a T20. That majestic hair just flowing in the air as he runs every time.
I will say that he does have impressive hair. I'm, for one, rather envious. Since my days of long flowing hair are long gone. What's that?
There he is right there.
Oh, okay.
Stuart Broad.
So it looks like it's going to be Fadi Sent continuing from the southern end.
I was waiting for that one. I was waiting for that one.
He's bowled 2 overs for 19 runs. He was bowling when Mahmood was starting to get going. But he did pick up the wicket. I believe he picked up the wicket with a catch by Shrey down on the boundary. He's going to continue from the southern end. It will be Jash on strike. Jash has started to accelerate. Now at the 100 strike rate mark, 17 off 17. Solid looking delivery, just flipped away. They might push for 2. Moen's not interested in 2.
Don't know if he's healthy.
I'm not sure if it's a case of healthy or not. I think it's a case of just getting a little bit older. Perhaps he wants strike. Moen wants to... Moen and Fard played against each other many, many times before. Maybe he thinks he can line him up here. Does strike that very nicely. It was a good delivery. Even though it was a full toss, it was right there in an awkward position, not able to get the bat under it to loft it. So just singled down to long on. And at this stage, I think the Veerans be happy to give up singles. 6 runs and over from here on for the Veerans would be good. Good looking delivery outside off stump, beats the edge. Josh just wafts at that. I think Josh was impressed with his own shot there. Have a go, son. You've either got to swing at it, don't just dab. And there, he listened to me. He done much better on that one. But a good catch. Ishan Iyer. That ball was travelling fairly rapidly, but straight into the safe hands of Ishan Iyer. Takes a very, very comfortable catch for Ishan. Might have been And that brings us to the end of Josh, out for 18 of 20 deliveries. We have a new batter coming in. New batter is Amadullah Adil.
What a catch by Ishan once again. You've heard us call his name, and rightfully so. He takes another screamer. That ball was on a rope, and it was diving. So it was dipping down, but he takes it comfortably with two hands, make a quick basket catch right about waist height. And nonetheless, the safe hands of Ishan come to fruition again for the Veerans. So very good fielding from the Veerans, which I'm sure they'll be very happy with. As we've got Ahmadullah Adil coming into the strike. As you see the stump cam, he takes his guard. Love seeing this angle. I don't know about you, ladies and gentlemen. Comment below. Comment on Facebook Live for us, seeing if you like that stump cam. I don't know about you. I love seeing that game from that angle. It's always nice to see that swing of the ball, the shuffle of the feet, the footwork for the batsman. It's always nice. First ball, and that's a wicket! Adil stunned at the crease. Not sure what to do. It's exit stage left, sir, for you. I think almost he middled it, but unfortunately for him, hit it right into... You've got Fahad, or Fatty Cent, as Julian likes to call him, on a hat trick. Wow, that was... I think Adil took a second or two there to realize what just happened to him. He hit it solidly, but just didn't get enough of a launch on that one.
Yes, he looked stunned. He hit that a little bit like catching practice. It was straight to Yash. He came off the bat quite well. But yes, Fadi Sent on a hat trick. 2 in 2 balls. Will he get it? Let's throw it out there really quick. Who's going to... This is Prakshesh Patel coming to the crease. He will be on strike, facing the dreaded hat trick ball. Always a little bit of added pressure. It's bad enough coming in, facing your first ball. There's always a few butterflies in the stomach. But especially when you're on the hat trick ball. Let's see what happens. Good looking delivery, but just tapped away to the leg side for no run. And that brings us to the end of an excellent over by Fad Khan. Just the 2 runs coming from it, and more importantly, 2 very important wickets.
Looks like Meenakshi is going to come in from the northern end here, and looks like to finish off his spell. As we have Yash coming back towards the commentator's box. Great catch there, sir. Only for the batsman, that's right. So take that for what it's worth, Yash. But it's always good to hear from you. And another grunt from Meenakshi and another dot ball. So Meenakshi looks like he's going to just set his field a little bit differently than what it was, considering he was bowling from the southern end. So with a long boundary, but it does not matter. Does he have enough? Yes, he does. By approximately 10 feet. That's Moeen Babar with a blast. He tries to catch it even after the boundary. A very short ball, and that gets punished. Absolutely punished. That was a long, massive 6 straight. Trying to give it a little bit of a jump catch attempt there. But very, very well struck ball. Seems like Moyne has Meenakshi read very well. Back-to-back boundaries, which is always a good sign here for the LIV Incredibles. And another one. Does he have 3? Yes, he does. Massive, massive hitting here by Moyne Babar. And ladies and gentlemen, I'm talking about clean hitting. I'm talking about... No, it's going a long way. Very clean hitting, and all to the same exact region. Towards the long on, towards dead center. And he clears the ropes by a good 10 yards. Some Moyne Babar providing some fireworks here. 3 6s in a row. See how Meenakshi's looking to contain Moyne's attack. You see that he's changing his approach. Now he's going to go over the wicket. And, oh, almost gets a stump. Moyne comes across, so good comeback here by Meenakshi. Having given up 3 boundaries, 3 maximums. And is it got to be a single? No. Moyne Babar says no. No to that single. And that wraps up over number 16. A massive over for Moyne Babar and the LIV Incredibles. They needed that to relieve some of the pressure building from these dot balls. That concludes 16 overs. It is the Incredibles at 93 with a loss of 6. Looks like it's going to be, is it Fahad Khan again that's coming into bowl? Yes, it is. Fahad Khan, and there's an appeal. And umpire Hassan is not interested. I believe that's going to be given a leg by. Yes, it is a leg by. Moyne Babar with a bit of a cross bat, but nonetheless still effective. Gets a single. To see Moyne crossing over and defense / offensive shot, kind of somewhere in between. And another shot, but it looks like there's an opportunity, and it is dropped. Dropped. That's the first drop from the Veerans. And that looks like that is Shrey Sharma on long on. It was in his hands. He just let it drop, unfortunately for him. See Moyne Babar making a lot of noises with that bat. See if we can get a stump camp, see which weapon of choice. And there it goes again. Massive. Oh, my. Ladies and gentlemen, that went over the hill on the fly. And that... So if he actually extends that all the way through, he may have actually gotten even higher on that, which is hard to believe because that ball was absolutely scalded. What a shot again, but there's another chance for an opportunity, but no. There it is, another quick double for Moyne, and that accelerator is absolutely...
Yes, big hitting from Moyne. That's his 4th 6, I believe. Looked a bit like I'd call that like a lumberjack shot. It wasn't nothing elegant about it. It was definitely power all the way. Fud's on the receiving end of some punishment here. Just a single, it looks like, to end the over. And that is the Incredibles now on to 105 after 17. Starting to move along into decent position. Fudd finishes his 4 overs with 3 wickets, but 32 runs given up. And while we have the opportunity, I'd just like to thank the Veerans major sponsor, Professional Mortgage Solutions, Inc. If you're in the business of looking for a mortgage, especially with interest rates still very low, now's the time. You can certainly give Mr. Ashok Lakshmanan a call. He's the owner of Professional Mortgage Solutions. His phone number is 630-205-8676. Again, that's 630-205-8676. Well, if you're like most people these days on your phone, you're actually looking up things on the web. You can look up Professional Mortgage Solutions at www.pmsi.us. You can also send Ashok an email at ashok at, that's ASHOK, at pmsi.us. So thanks to all the sponsors, but thanks to Professional Mortgage Solutions for helping put the Veerans on the field in this inaugural USAPL. Have Moen on strike to Ranadeep coming in the bowl. Ranadeep will be bowling to death overs. Slower one there, got underneath it. Should be an easy catch by Veer, the keeper, and it was. That is the end of Moen Barber, but Moen came in, played a nice little cameo, pushed the scoring above the 100. Moen's out for 37 of 24 deliveries. And as we see, one powerful batter leaving the field. He'll be replaced by another, Danish Sheikh, who I actually umpired the other night in a night league match here in Bolingbrook. He's a very nice guy, but he's also a big hitter when he chooses to be. And my report from his effort the other day, he looked a bit rusty getting going, but then he got his eye in and a couple of nice big hits over the cow corner boundary for 6. So Danish will be on strike. As we see Ishan just giving a little bit of advice to Rana. Ishan's also an accomplished bowler and may not be bowling tonight. He's certainly more than made his mark in the field. And a very positive looking stroke. Came off the bat nicely. Misfield by Meenakshi, I believe that was, in the covers. And he's off the mark right away with a single. Again, we have 2 new batters at the crease. At this stage, doesn't matter too much. 3 or just under 3 overs to go. And 3 wickets in hand. Danish might be the man to help push them across to about 140. I think 140 is the minimum score you want in this contest. We have a lofted shot. Shrey charging in. Didn't quite time that, so it was probably to his fortune that he didn't quite time that. Prakshesh, as it was, ends up being a lofted single. He also played in the same match on Tuesday night that I umpired. And he's certainly a very polite individual, is Shrey. Has the umpire's respect. Should be a quick single there, a little bit of hesitancy, but easy single all the way. And it's good over so far from Ranadeep. Just the 3 runs coming from it. Obviously the wicket. Shortish delivery, got under that, didn't quite get all of it, but it's running off safely through the vacant fine leg region. Fielded right at the boundary by the keeper, had a long chase, did Veer. And they're back for 3. It's just been reminded that Veer is one of the under-19 representatives and doing a good job keeping there. Perhaps that's why he ran all the way to the boundary. He's younger than the rest of them. still has the energy to do that. Danish on strike. Big hit, or attempted big hit, all the way to Shrey, who comfortably takes that, makes up for his previous drop. That one, comfortable basket catch. Did all the hard work up front, running hard to the flight of the ball, obviously picked it up quickly, and by the time he got there, easy catch. Danish is dismissed.
So unfortunately for the LIV Incredibles, the bottom of their order starting to collapse here a little bit. No true acceleration as Moyne provided them a great foundation to work with. Danishik makes a quick appearance, plays 3 balls, gets 2 runs. And speaking of the under 19, you see Veer there, young lad hustling all the way out to the boundary. Absolutely right, Julian. You see those young legs, man. Yeah, I wish I had them again. Tell you what. So it looks like this is going to be Jimit Patel, who is under 19. Another under 19 player, so it's always good to see the youth here. Jimit had made a quick appearance in the last game for the Incredibles, held his own very well. As Prakshesh. And Yash Patel. Oh, there's a possible opportunity, but nonetheless, falls between point and about somewhere between deep point. Overs in the death. It's Prakshesh Patel, excuse me. That'll take me a second to get. And a very well struck ball. And did that clear the boundary? You can't tell, is that a 4 or 6? No, that is a 6. Very well struck ball there by Prakash. And he... As you see, I believe that was Shrey trying to give it a chase. A low full toss. Takes a quick single. And Jimit will face his first ball of the innings. See if we can get the stump cam here real quick. See young Jimit, see what he decides to take. It looks like he's going to take a leg guard. You see the technique here by the young players. Slightly open stance. And a very nice, oh! Did he catch that? Yes, he did. Into the gully region, and that ball is caught by Okari. So very good intent.
That was an excellent catch. The shot was certainly on. It was his first delivery, maybe caught a little bit high on the bat, but definitely a shot worth taking. Unfortunately for him, Okari pulled off a marvellous catch there in the gully region. And Jimit's out for a duck, first ball duck. And that brings in another of our under-19s and from the Bolingbrook Youth Academy, Ved Amin. Ved is under the tutelage, as is Jimit of Niraj, Coach Niraj, who coaches the Bolingbrook Youth Academy. All these guys also play in the Bolingbrook Youth Academy team who plays in our men's league on the weekend. Yash continues, just tempts the line, the guideline outside off stump, and is called a wide by umpire Ehsan Ur-Rahman. So who was it predicted 120? We have just eclipsed that, just right now. Still over and a half left. 8 balls remaining in these innings. They want to pick up at least singles, get them to 130. Ved, some nice defence from Ved. Certainly doesn't look overawed by the occasion. But I think Prakshesh really needs to get on strike. So Yash, with 1 ball remaining on his spell, done very well so far. Just 16 runs coming off his 4 overs, almost 4 overs. And there we have it, 16 runs coming off his 4 overs, 2 wickets. That's a good overall bowling there by Yash. My prediction. So Prakshesh is on strike, which is exactly what they want there. Prakshesh should be having a dig here. And again, 130 at least psychologically should be a decent score. Maybe not enough.
Yeah, 130 would give him a psychological advantage, of course. You really want to try to see if you can get to that 140, but of course, in a 1 over, that is a pretty extensive, far-reaching goal. But nonetheless, it can happen. You've seen plenty of fireworks in T20 cricket. We've seen it tonight with Moeen Babar. We've seen it from South Africa and David Miller. We've seen it from Ishan Kishan from India. So it's definitely possible. So let's see where the Liv Incredibles end up here at the end of this death over. And he goes for it, but I don't think he's got enough. And there's an opportunity, but no, it falls directly. And wow, a lot of screaming, a lot of shouting coming here from the Veerans rifle. Meenakshi, yes, the grunt master of Meenakshi himself. That is possibly an opportunity, and it is caught. Beautiful catch. That was Yash Mehta again with a sliding catch. That's a very difficult catch. .125, which is a victory in itself in a T20 match. So a very, 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 very chaseable 124 to win for the Veerans. So that concludes the first inning here between the LIV Incredibles and the Veerans. You see the match summary with Moeen Babar leading the way for the Incredibles at 37, followed by Mahmood Chaudhry at 29 and Jash Patel at 18. Hats off to the bowling for the Veerans, led by Fahad Khan, along with Yash Mehta and Mr. Rana Aleti. So, second innings to come. After our commercial break, we'll be back in roughly about 10 minutes or so. Please do join us here live on Facebook Live. If not, come on down to the stadium. We'd love to have you here. But we'll catch you on the other side of the break. And we're back, ladies and gentlemen. We're getting ready for the start of the second innings here between the LIV Incredibles and the Veerans. So we see Yash Mehta coming on to bat along with, it looks like, Anuj. Does that sound right? Yes, Anuj for the Veerans with, looks like Anuj is going to be taking strike here. And it is going to be a great finish here to this match, I'm pretty sure. Come on down to the BPL Stadium. The temperature is dropping a little bit, so do bring a little jacket or a little hoodie. Probably hoodie weather is probably the best way to describe it. We're on the basin, right? The bottom of the basin, so it does get a little bit chillier here. And it looks like the Incredibles are going to look to make the bats of the Veerans a little chilly with their power play, hoping to get a few wickets early. Defending a total of 124, it's going to be absolutely crucial for them to be able to get some early wickets in this power play and really limit the Veerans' batting attack. It looks like it's going to be Adil. It looks like Adil that's going to be starting the attack, but I could be wrong. We'll see. No, as soon as I say it, he hands the ball over to somebody else. Let's see who that the attack bowler is here for the LIV Incredibles. It looks like it's going to be Prakshesh, who made nice cameo appearance with his bats. And as Julian, what did you just say? He says, no, take it back.
I'll wait.
He's got a dad joke lined up for us, ladies and gentlemen. So just forewarning, don't tell me I didn't warn you. Don't tell me I didn't warn you. I apologize for the slight technical difficulties there on the mic. In terms of, I know my voice has probably come out a little bit stronger than expected. So I apologize about that as I fiddle around, make sure we get you a nice, clean, crisp audio. A first ball, delivering punch into the covers, very clean. And immediately, Anuj is off the mark. So Yash Mehta, a lefty batsman, had a nice little chat with him in the dugout in between innings. And pretty nice conversation with, I believe it was also Shrey out there in the dugouts as I was walking by, asking me who the grunt master is on the Veerans. So told him he's got to just tune in and listen to the audio to see who it is.
Exactly, but the grunt master is one of their bowlers who does make noises reminiscent of a couple of the lady tennis players on the tennis circuit. Nothing wrong with that if it helps them get through, but it is amusing nonetheless. We see Yash just getting himself together, took guard, getting his gloves on, looking around the field, seeing where the deep fielders are. Of course, most of you are aware, but there might be a couple of novices. Only 2 fielders allowed outside the 30-yard circle in the first 6 overs of the match. And we're just a ball in. Veerans off to a good start. Prakshesh with a good delivery outside off stump. Nicely played by Yash there. Fended away, just getting the feel of the bat on the ball. It's always good feeling as a batter coming in, getting that first one off the meat of the bat. And in that case, it went exactly where he wanted it to. There was a fielder there, so no run. And a good delivery there by Prakshesh outside the off stump. Prakshesh makes perfect.
And there it is. Just waiting for it to land. That was a very good delivery by Prakshesh. Absolutely. As you saw, Yash come a little bit late onto the ball. Another very nice delivery. Not sure what Yash was thinking. Went across with his front foot, then immediately to his back foot to defend it.
He's getting some good bounces.
Yeah. He'll let it go. And does a little tap dance.
Just give a shout out to Mike, one of the owners of the Veerans Cricket Club, who's, I believe, out of town, unfortunately not able to be here tonight. But Veerans starting off a little cautiously here, but certainly chase of 125. They've got plenty of time. Yash is a very accomplished batter in the Chicago area. He's capable of some big hits, but he's very accomplished with stroking the ball, picking up the ones and twos, keeping the scorecard moving. Although, hats off to Prakshesh, who has started off with a very good over to him.
He comes across the stumps and immediately yells yes as the Veerans take another quick run. And that completes the over. So 1 over completes. And only 2 runs from that. But nonetheless, it's the first over. Rightfully so. Batters are getting set in with a loss of none. See the comments coming in on Facebook from Salman Khan. I believe he's of the Thunderbillas, if I remember correctly. And Salman, you can correct me if I'm wrong. But yes, sir, as one of our premier umpires, head umpire, Mr. Mateen Inamdar, is also commenting on our Facebook live feed. Yes, lots of calculations, a lot of data analytics going in to cricket nowadays. You see that all throughout cricket, whether it's T20s, whether it's the tests or the ODIs. Really led the charge by baseball with baseball analytics, right? And the sabermetrics with heavy math calculations to see things such as wins above replacement, such as wars, and all these different calculations that mathematicians are able to help the teams with. And you see that in the IPL specifically as well. I believe we saw that with Rajasthan Royals and Kumar Sangakkara being a very vocal advocate of that as well. As it looks like Moeen Babar will come into the attack, and he'll go against Yash Mehta. The first ball pulled over and to the leg side, and quick dot ball for Moeen, who did really well with the bat. And another similar shot, but this time the Veerans do take a quick single. See Salman Khan, he says, yes, sir. It is. I'm glad I remember Salman from the Thunderbillas. And Sanjay Anand needs to start positive, or the Incredibles will bog down Veerans in the run chase. Absolutely right, Sanjay. It's all about smart batting, but it's also about continuing to rotate that strike, so that way the score consistently starts to tick up and up.
You're exactly right there, everyone watching, and Shaz. See a good delivery there from Moeen, outside off stump, just left alone, past the keeper, looking for a sneaky bye, but they weren't able to get one in, and a dot ball. But you're right, with the run chase of just over 6 runs and over, they can do this almost in singles. So they can, if they keep the strike, rotating the strike, pick up the ones and twos, as we see a swing and a miss there. Good delivery from Moeen, just outside off stump, tempting Anuj into a false stroke. Thankfully for Anuj, he did not get an edge. But yeah, they can just do the ones and twos, pounce on any loose deliveries, and that's really all that needs to happen. They don't have to do anything spectacular to chase it down.
And it's a very nice hit there by Anuj. Takes it over deep point. Sadani Sheikh runs back, throws a strong, accurate throw right to Muda. But that does go for a quick double. complete 2 overs there for the LIV Incredibles. That brings the Veerans to score of 5 with a loss of none. So it looks like it is going to be Prakshesh again coming back. We want to thank all of our teams here that help put the USAPL together. Our umpires, our ground staff, our technology staff, our Hassan Dastagir and his team with all the beautiful camera angles, all the stump cam. You knew I was coming there with the stump cam. Very nice ball, but I believe that's going to be wide. Just veered off at the last second, and they can get another S2. 2 quick runs, and I believe it's going to be given a wide. Yes, it is. Umpire Essen says yes, absolute wide. A little bit deceiving here from our angle. It looked like he may have just clipped the pads, but umpire Essen says no, that is definitely a wide. Salman, we love having you commentate here as well sometimes. I know you stop by here during the matches, so we'd love to have you here again. We appreciate the kind words, sir. And you're absolutely right. Veerans need to start hitting some boundaries, but you get those loose deliveries, those balls that are meant to be hit, absolutely hit it and punish them. But at this rate, they're doing very well. Just a run a ball, and this is comfortably in the Veerans' bag. And another quick single. Possible direct hit, but great keeping there by Mahmood Chaudhry. Just puts his big old paw out there with the mitt and with the gloves, and he just gathers that ball in. Is that the Muda mitt? That's the Muda mitt. That is correct, Julie. How do you come up with these so quickly?
Well, you said it. The mitt. I just threw it together. So there's nothing too spectacular about that. I'll take credit, but really that one wasn't too difficult. But a nice positive shot by Yash there, just pushing the offside, taking off for a quick single. Again, they don't have to do anything too dramatic to chase down this target, although obviously the LIV Incredibles are going to have other ideas. And they've started off fairly well with the bowling here, just the 9 runs so far. We do see the big hit there by Anuj, and that's going to go all the way across through the deep cover region for 4. Nice looking shot, very positive intent. And that takes the Veerans into double figures. And we have comment there from a keeper, Sanjay Anand. Wides are costly in a low run chase. Absolutely correct. They're costly at any time, but especially in a low run chase. You will see, especially in the IPL, some of the strategies that we see driven firmly to covers. Slight fumble, just dribbles between his legs, past him by a couple of yards, enables the batters to come through for a single. But yes, you will see some of the tactics where bowlers deliberately, especially in the death overs, pushing the ball wide, sort of wide Yorkers on the crease line, trying to keep it out of the reach of the big swinging batters. Occasionally you'll see one go wide, and those are the sort of wides the captain's going to accept. But just a stray wayward ball, no one likes that, especially as an umpire. When you get 4 or 5 wides and over, they can really slow down the game. As we see there, that was almost what I was talking about. Deliberately wide-ish, within the tram lines. Placed away by Yash for a single. Yash moves on to 4. Yes, we've got 10 runs off this over so far. Been a good over for the Veerans with that boundary. And then the 3 wides, the bonus runs and the bonus delivery. And apart from that boundary, the Veerans haven't done anything. Again, very drastic this over, just picking up the singles. And here we are at 10 runs in. There's a good-looking shot by Arnuj. That one's driven firmly, taking advantage of the restricted infield, and it just hits the boundary for 4. Just makes it to the boundary. Just. That brings us to the end of the overs. Veerans now moving along. They're right at the required run rate of 6.3. 19 runs for no wickets down after 3 overs. We'll bring you in for. All right, Shaz, you can bring you in for just an over or 2 each. Everyone gets an over. Let's go.
So, in true spirit of the USAPL and promoting all facets of cricket, not just on the field, but also the ability to commentate with us. We've got one of our young under 19 players who is no longer 19, unfortunately. I think he's grown up a little bit since the last time we've known Shashank. So, Shashank, welcome to the booth. What are your thoughts on the game so far here between the Veerans and the LIV Incredibles?
Thank you, Shaz. Yeah, I mean, seems like it'll be a cracker of a match. Unfortunately, Incredible is a little short on the runs. I think maybe 30 to 40 short. Lost wickets at some crucial times there. I think that the Veerans kind of bowled pretty tight, coming in and taking the wickets at the right times. But I mean, I still think that the bowling that the Incredibles have, don't count them out for sure. I think that definitely they have the chance to seal this match away. I mean, we all know what Moeen Babar can do, as well as the rest of the team. So it'll be exciting to see for sure.
Thank you, Shashank. Great thoughts there, absolutely. And Shashank continues to be a member of the Super Kings Cricket Club here in the BPL, the parent league of the USAPL, which is the gold standard of franchise T20 cricket. So Moeen continues on, gets a dot ball on this first one, and another quick little grunt, but takes the pace off. And it goes ahead and takes another dot ball. So it seems like the grunt is in full force with all these bowlers here.
The question is, why is Moeen not bowling fast? And I don't know the answer to that one. I would like to see him bowl fast when he's on song. He's generally a decent, quick bowler, can generate some good pace. As we see Yash just whip that to the leg side off his hip for a single. That brings the Veerans to 20. No wicket down. Started off fairly well here, especially with that last over. But again, I'm not sure. Moeen is a good fast bowler. Perhaps he's hiding some. He's been around for a while. Maybe his knees aren't functioning like they once did. I don't know. I'm just speculating. Or maybe he fancies himself as a spinner. I'm not sure if he generates a lot of spin. Nonetheless, another dot ball. Good over so far.
Moeen continues his tidy over, and just as I say that, he gets a top edge slashed away towards third man region. There's 2 runs for sure, and they say no. Still a pretty good over here by Moeen Babar. Continues his fine work, having only conceded 4 runs prior to this over, and conceding 3 runs here so far. See Mahmood Chaudhary all the way up near the stumps. And that was absolutely pulled. And that is a clean 6 there by Anuj. Beautiful stroke. Picked that ball up early. Got the boundary. So the bat making a loud noise in contact with the ball. That's definitely going to go fly and go a long, long way. So great shot there by Anuj. I believe that does conclude the over for Moeen. So he got hit for a few on that last boundary. But that completes 4 overs for the LIV Incredibles with the Veerans at 28 with a loss of none. See, we've got DJ coming in for the LIV Incredibles to face, I believe that's Yash on strike. And a very nice defense there from Yash, coming on top of the ball, ensuring he presents the full face of the bat and doesn't let anything slide through. And a swing and a miss. Reminiscent of baseball there. Cross bat comes across, but does not get anything on that for Yash. And a lofted delivery, which gets punished. And that crosses the boundary for a 4. Yash not missing that one. He presents the full face of the bat again and gets it from the low sweet spot on his blade. So for the Incredibles, definitely need a wicket here as they're coming close to the end of the power play. And another shot that's absolutely picked up and right over the fielder. And that is gone for a maximum. So slight chance there for the fielder, but to no avail. And a wide. Yes, that's another wide ball here for the Incredibles. It's turning out to be slightly expensive over here for DJ in his first go around. Shot over to point. Looks like Agram's got that. No problem for him. Another very slow delivery. And Yash pushes it right towards the boundary, but deep point. Comes back for 2. Agram chases that down. Had he gotten a little bit more of that, maybe his body weight behind that, it seems like he was falling away. Could have been a possible boundary there, Julian.
Yes, he hit that a little bit uppishly, got underneath it, didn't quite give it the full heave-ho as he should have, but nonetheless, very positive over there. 5 overs down, Veerans making good work of this run chase right now. 41 for none, going along at just over 8 runs per over.
It looks like for the LIV Incredibles, it's going to be Adil coming into the bowl. LIV Incredibles really looking for a breakthrough here. Need to get some sort of a wicket, some sort of momentum going. Last over was expensive with Dhananjay, DJ as he's known, and that previous over prior to that being expensive as well. So the Veerans cruising along at 41 with a loss of none with 5 complete, as a new bowler Adil comes in for the Incredibles. And we have a sling there, slinging action, takes it over point as Agram gets it. Slight misfield, 2 runs there for Anuj. It's very interesting to see these bats here. If you can get snub cam, you can always take a look. These newer style of bats with, you see that the meat of the bat, if you will, the swell of the bat being rather low, that low sweet spot, giving a preferred advantage for the batters here to be able to drive those balls that are lower in trajectory, right, and play those spins and play the off shots incredibly well, still being able to put a lot of meat of the bat onto that ball and really generate some momentum. And that is a dot ball for Adil, a welcome dot ball for the Incredibles.
Yeah, it makes you wonder how some of the famous batters of the past would have done with some of these new bats. Imagine Viv Richards with one of these bats. He's average, or even Javed Miandad, who is certainly a good striker with the ball. Give him one of these bats, he'd probably be averaging close to 100.
Absolutely. And that slinging action from Adil again leads to a quick single. Very smart batting here by the Veerans, not going anything extracurricular, if you will. Anything that's bad, they're punishing it, as we spoke about. Anything that's good, they're defending it or taking the quick single or double. Very sensible batting.
I am surprised that we haven't seen the revision of the aluminum bat from Dennis Lee days. That doesn't have the sweet sound of willow on leather. It's more of like a rattling of a cage in prison.
I'm scared to ask you how you know that sound, but I'll leave that be. But it's such amazing craftsmanship by these bat makers. So Adil comes again, and again, very nicely played. Goes for a quick dot ball as Danik Sheikh pounces on the ball. But just speaking on to the bats, you spoke about, just how some of the older players, like Sir Viv Richards, being able to use those bats. I don't know, as a fielder, if you'd even want to be anywhere close to that ball. If that man hit it that hard with those straight blades back in the day. And there's another dot ball, so really good over here for Adil. But you see the numerous bat makers who've really perfected their craft, right? You've got Mace, which is one of our proud sponsors here at the USAPL. You've got other boutique craft makers out there as well, right? I personally can't name them all, but a few do come to mind. A slight charge, but I think he decided against it, did Yash, but takes a solid single coming off the meat of that bat. Again, straight middle. Oh, it was a good sign. So that completes 6 overs. It's the LIV Incredibles at 45 with a loss of none. There you see the worm chart here, ladies and gentlemen. The Veerans well ahead of the LIV Incredibles at this point of their innings, and having not lost any wickets, which is very crucial for the LIV Incredibles, which always is a good sign for the Veerans. Again, batting very sensibly, no rush, playing with patience. Zanuj, you see, with 23 runs on the board, having faced 14 balls, and Yash providing some great support on the other end, having 18 runs scored on 22 balls. But just going back to our point about the English willows, you've seen all these English willows being cultured, right, in the UK. A lot of premium bat makers out there. Certain ones come to mind, like Keeley, in my opinion, one of my favorite ones. You've got GM, who have a host of great bats. And just in general, man, there's so many beautiful bats out there. Hard to choose. And it's an allowed appeal. And umpire Hassan not interested, gives it a leg by. With his first ball, looking for that immediate wicket, but to no avail. Thank you. So we have visitors here in the booth, and they come bearing gifts like Chick-fil-A. We always thank our awesome guests and their way of showing love to us by presenting us with food. Can't always complain about that, right, Julian?
Not at all. It feels a bit like Christmas. Rather than three wise men, we just have one dude showing up with chicken sandwiches. Ooh, big appeal for leg before wicket. And he's been given. Umpire Ehsan. Raises the finger, and the first wicket is down. Anuj out for 23 of 15, but laid a good platform for the Veerans in this run chase. But credit to the Incredibles. They fight back with a wicket. They probably need another couple of quick wickets to help put them back in this match. But you've got to start with the first one, and they just pull it off right there. Good delivery from Jash Patel. Deceived him, but he may have just held that back a little bit. The baseball equivalent of a change-up, and it certainly moved like that. Dipped on him, played over the top of it, caught him right in front. Very low down on the pad. Easy decision, probably about as easy a leg before wicket decision as you'll find. Even I might have given that one out. All along, he was just waiting for the finger. That brings Shreyas to the crease. Shreyas will be on strike. And time for LIV Incredibles to put some pressure on.
Very good ball.
Good delivery to start with. Just tapped away safely for no run. Again, as a batter coming in, getting that first one off the middle of the bat, or close to the middle of the bat. Certainly brings a little bit of comfort, helps ease the nerves in this big USAPL match. Match number 5. Bowler just drifts down the leg side, does Jash. Signalled wide by umpire Ehsan. Add an extra to the total. Veerans move on to 47. Required run rate at this stage would be under 6 runs per over. As we see our official scorekeeper, chowing down on a chicken sandwich. Good looking shot by Shreyas, as we hear from team owners clapping him on. Gets off the mark with a single. As my co-commentator shows, just quenches his thirst with a fairly thick-looking shake, that one.
Thank you, Julian, for putting me on the spot just like that. Much appreciated. Yes, if you know me, I love my drinks. I'm a cold drink kind of guy, so I'm enjoying my milkshake here. Thank you to our... Is that possible? No ball. No? Looks like DP says no. I believe that one was dipping. And I believe that does complete the over. He's got 1 ball left. Nope, I think 1 ball left. As Josh comes back to bowl his final delivery. So the Incredibles, having taken 1 wicket, unfortunately for them, offering a lot of extras, unnecessary runs for the Veerans, who are moving along gallantly, I should say. Playing with no sense of urgency, just relaxed batting. And another nicely placed ball between Gully and the slips for another quick single. That, I believe, will conclude the over. Yes, it will. So it is 7 overs complete for the LIV Incredibles. It's the Veerans at 50 for the loss of 1. As you can see here, ladies and gentlemen, the lights have taken absolutely full effect. It's turning into a majestic night here at the BPL Stadium. If you do plan to come down for the final 10, 13 overs, do bring a jacket. Although I don't believe this game's going to last that long. I think the Veerans might just finish it up earlier. As you can see there from the stump can, it's a beautiful view right there of the night sky and those beautiful stadium lights here at the BPL Stadium. As Adil comes back with that slinging motion and another single here. I believe that was Yash or Shreyas. I can't tell. That was Shreyas. Takes that quick single. This yes, because Yash is left-handed. Yes, easiest way to decipher the two. And unfortunately for the fielders, it's a pain because they got to keep switching fields. And having been in the field with a left-right combination, it drives you nuts. And speaking of the Veerans batting here, very reminiscent. I believe I was speaking to one of our commentators here with the BPL as well, Sharik Sheikh, the other day, watching Babar Azam. It's another ball here. Takes a quick single towards fine leg. Watching Pakistan versus West Indies, the Babar Azam and Mohammad Rizwan, just commenting on how what kind of ease they play with, right? Just never in a rush, just taking it, one ball at a time, not overthinking things. Very reminiscent here of the Veerans as well, just taking what's given to them. So Sharik, if you're listening out there, we miss you and hope you get a chance to come back into the commentary booth here with Julian and myself.
Oh, we didn't see him yesterday. I thought he might be coming tomorrow. Is that what? Yeah, he's supposed to be coming tomorrow. Does it do anything? Really?
Adil comes back. Adil's got a very different slinging motion, if you will. That arm angle comes from about 3/4 way, it seems like.
Pretty high-profile player to come here.
Take a look here. And another well-placed shot right into the point region, mid-wicket, and a rifle throwback. Who was that? That was Josh Patel, showing off the arm strength there. Gets it back to Muda and about a bounce and a half. There's that vantage point, ladies and gentlemen. That's what the batter gets to see. As Yash comes back. And a slight variation there from Adil. Takes the pace off. And a throw with no backup, but it's Agram there saving the day here. The LIV Incredibles trying to be aggressive, which is a good sign, but perhaps some backup would be beneficial for them as well on that one. And a missed opportunity there, which leads to a dot ball. So Adil conceding 2, 4, 5 runs in that over. And that completes 8 overs for the LIV Incredibles and brings the Veerans total to 56 with a loss of 1.
So we see the Veerans moving along quite nicely. 8 overs in, moving along at 7 runs per over. So at this rate, they have things in hand. LIV Incredibles probably not going to be able to defend this total strictly by trying to restrict the run rate. They need to get in and try getting some wickets. So at this stage, they probably need to bring some players in. They've got to bring in a slip, maybe a couple of short fielders, try putting pressure back on the batters. And the knowledge that you allow them to play over the top of you because they're going to do that anyway, but try to pick up the wicket in the process. You pick up a couple of quick wickets, that in itself is one way to help slow the run rate. So we've got 68 runs required in 12 overs. For those of you who can do the math, that's just under 6 runs per over. 5 2/3. As we see Shreyas start off the new over with a nice little cut shot, gentle cut shot, but out to the offside, 2 runs, past point. And Veerans definitely in the driver's seat at the moment. Just started off well, picked up the wicket of Anuj. Shorter delivery with a little bite, dug it into the pitch. Able to just safely chop that into the offside for a single. Shreyas moves along to 7. And I think it's fair to say that the Veerans are doing this rather easily right now.
Absolutely. It is absolutely almost methodical the way the Veerans are approaching this match and this run chase. See, like the Incredibles need some sort of a breakthrough, need some sort of momentum being built. Right now the Veerans, anytime the Incredibles get some sort of dot balls, are coming back with boundaries or with runs. So ensuring that the momentum stays on their side. Defending this low 124 target, it's definitely crucial for the Incredibles to get additional breakthroughs and continue to rack up wickets consecutively to really have a good shot of defending this 124. Josh comes back and has a great ball. Good defense there from Yash. Showing that he has all the range of shots currently in his back pocket, including a nice just defense over to his leg side. Very nicely hit into the point region, heads over towards deep point, towards the boundary, close, but not a boundary, and they get a quick double. That ball gets rifled back in, but I believe that's by DJ. For the Incredibles, I don't know if I sense a little bit of despair, but really looking to get that wicket, get some sort of a breakthrough. Need some sort of momentum behind them, because right now it looks like very, I don't want to say lazy by any means, none whatsoever, but need a little spunk in their step, if you will.
Yes, they're looking, I guess, a little deflated, might be a good word to use at this stage. Still plenty of time left in this match, but the chatter on the field and the energy on the field seems to be just a little bit down. They need to try something. We see a good delivery from Jash Patel. Played away nicely by Yash, no run. We've had a little bit of Jash to Yash happening today. 2 good players, obviously drafted into the USAPL as part of our draft ceremony back in February. It was a fantastic day, that, and we'll make it even bigger and better next year. Good looking shot by Yash. Turn on that, seemed to get a little big on him, so didn't quite time that. They're going to scamper back for 3 nonetheless. Decent shot brings us to the end. The opportunity to give a shout out to the major sponsor for the LIV Incredibles, the LIV Wellness Lounge. They have 2 very, very modern offices in LaSalle and Ottawa, and so state-of-the-art services. It's a medical spa, and some of the services offered include they have a wide array of the latest face, body and wellness treatments at their medical spa, including M-Sculpt, And you can go in for a virtual consultation, so you don't, within the age of COVID, you don't necessarily have to appear in person. You can, but look at their website. That's probably the easiest way. At liveclinic.com. That's liveclinic.com. Don't just live well.
Live well indeed, ladies and gentlemen. Live well to all the cricket lovers out there and those new ones that are joining us as well. For the Veerans, it is becoming very mathematical. It is a very surgical approach, if you will, to this run chase. See if DJ can come up. Is a very nice ball there from DJ. As you see from stump cam. Love to stay on the stump cam. See if we can get our cameraman to stay. So we'll go stump cam here for this next ball. See that footwork. There you see, just coming onto the front foot, playing a good defense shot right there. I don't know about you, but it's such an amazing technology. Love it. Love seeing the action in different angles here as DJ continues. Slightly overpitched, goes almost to a full toss there. Doesn't get hurt, which is a good sign for the LIV Incredibles. They can't afford to concede any additional boundaries or any extras whatsoever. With their chances becoming slimmer and slimmer, their margin of error becomes very slim as well. And he picked that up, did Yash, and absolutely deposits it for a 6 onto the leg side. That was beautifully placed. As you see Danish shake into the fields, trying to recover that ball. For Danish's sake, I hope there's nothing rattling out in there.
I don't think there are no rattlers.
You never know. Julian, you said no rattlers out here in Illinois, but we had a gator in Lake Michigan last year, or was it a year ago? So out in Hyde Park or whatever area that was, Lincoln Park. So you never know. We had that alligator guy come out from Florida, capture him. Yeah, there was an alligator in Chicago, yes sir. For those of you that remember what I'm talking about, do comment on Facebook if you do remember that. And another continuation from DJ with a dot ball. So a good comeback here after giving up that maximum. The Incredibles, you're hearing them talk a little bit out in the field, which is a good sign, trying to pump their bowler up, continue it. And another shot, but I don't think he got enough of it. And luckily for him, he didn't. Falls right in front of Adil. Probably in that sense, it's a good thing, because if he did, he'd probably gotten right into Adil's hands.
And that brings us to the end of 10 overs. You see the Veerans firmly in control of this run chase. Still plenty of time for Incredibles to try mixing things up a little bit. I would suggest the Incredibles really do need to go on the attack. Very difficult in this day and age to defend. 53 remaining runs in 10 overs on what is a beautiful night for cricket with a lovely ground. Certainly no missteps to be taken. All right, we've got a change of bowler. Or is it It's Ved. So we've got one of the youngsters coming on, part of the Bolingbrook Youth Academy. His name is Veerans. He's wearing a jersey with someone else's name on the back. He was brought in as an emergency number 9 under 19 player. But he's earned his spot. And it's good to see the youth doing well. And he's looks like he's He's a left arm bowler. He's going to be coming over the wicket. Currently considered medium pace, but he's only young. Give him a bit more time in development. Maybe he'll develop into a quick bowler. Always good to see some raw pace. Lanky lad. Starts off nicely outside off stump. He's probably still got a bit of growing to do. But with that sort of action, almost Caribbean style. Delivers the ball with a good high arm action. Help generate some bounce. That's a good start for Ved in the USAPL. There is a fielder out there. Should be, doesn't quite get there. Whipped around the corner. Does Yash for 4 runs. Yash moves on to 30. With we'll get a Moen. Oh, so he beat Moen so far for the highest score of the match. And to Yash's credit, he's still out there. And he's looking in pretty good touch. Hoping to bring the Veerans home so they can register a win on the scoreboard. And in the points table. Just 6 teams in the competition, 5 teams in the competition this year. I beg your pardon. 3 of them will be going into the playoffs. It's going to be a short playoff. There's going to be 2 versus 3 as a qualifier for the right to play the top of the table in the final. Dot ball.
1 goes straight to the final and 2 versus 3 for the final. That's it.
But yes, it's a beautiful night for cricket. As we see our cameraman adopting the old school medical spa treatment, wrapping himself in plastic, trying to lose weight that way. As Yash just turns that around the corner. Young Ved has responded well to that boundary with some good deliveries. Yash moves along to 39, Veerans move along to 76. Under 50 runs required to bring this home. Now Incredibles will be looking to take this as deep as possible. By the same token, they desperately need to pick up a wicket, preferably that of Yash, since he's the in-touch batter right now. And good delivery that by Ved. Beat the batter. It was outside off stump. So a half-hearted appeal for leg before wicket.
Pretty confident from the young man.
Oh, absolutely.
Not phased whatsoever.
Got to be confident.
Just going along. Love it.
That's the beauty of the Bolingbrook Youth Academy and having them compete in the men's league as a team. Another good delivery, cramping for a bit of space. Yash charges down the pitch. Manages to charge all the way back for no run. That's a lot of running for a big 0. But a good over from Ved to start his USAPL career. 76 for 1 after 11.
Here comes, I believe it's DJ back into the attack as Yash just pushes it into the covers for a dot ball there.
And one of our players, he played last year, like he did an account and everything already, but his name was spelled wrong, so it's need to get
And a very nice hit by Yash. Again, pulled over towards deep square leg.
As Agram is stating right there, ensures it's going to see a quick single.
Second ball. First ball. Dot one.
Who's bowling?
DJ. Yeah. So I'll text you the list of the people. Yeah.
Going back to Ved showing some great moxie there, if you will. Love seeing that other young lad. When you have an opportunity, seize it. Love seeing that he only gave up 5 runs in that over, which is excellent to start to his USAPL. And a little bit of hesitation. Oh, possible run out opportunity, but misfielded there by Agrim. Don't know if there's really a run out there, but would have made it close for sure. As the Veerans continue to just tick, 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 tick away at that scoreboard. Just continue to rotate that strike. And another nice shot by Yash. To a long off region. Take a double. And what does that bring Yash to? That brings him to 42. So he's getting close to that half-century mark here for Yash, who had a really good impact with the ball, and now making his presence felt with the bat as well. Absolutely making a case for the man of the match. Wants to take home that additional prize money. And another nice shot, but I don't think he got all of it as an opportunity. And there it is, it is. That's an out. He goes for it again, and unfortunately for him, he does not get all of it. And so yes, just so you know, we spoke about the commentator's curse. That wasn't me. You can blame Shashank on that one. He's the one that reminded me. Trying to see who caught that ball real quick.
What's that? Prakshish.
So it looks like it was Prakshish who took the catch. But a wonderful innings for Yash come to an end as he scores 42 runs on 46 balls with 4 boundaries, 2 of the 4s and 2 6s.
Yes.
So great job by Yash Mehta as he departs.
Okay.
It seems like it's going to be Shrey Sharma who comes in to take his chance at the crease. No, it looks like it's Fahad Khan. We take that back. That looks like, yep, I see Fatty written on the back. That is none other than Fahad Khan himself.
About 7,000 runs. As we see Fahad's statistics up on the screen there, he's played in 336 matches, just over 7,000 runs, and taking about a wicket every match, 334 wickets. So definitely an all-rounder. Been around for a long time, been playing in the BPL as long as I remember. That ends the over with a dot ball. Veerans are now 2 for 80 after 12. Still in the driver's seat, although LIV Incredibles have done a decent job of just pegging it back for the last couple of overs, picking up a couple of quick wickets, and more importantly, the big wicket of Yash Mehta in that previous over. A good running catch by Prakshesh. So the equation is 44 runs remaining in 8 overs, which is 5.5 runs per over. That is right. Even I can do that math. It'll be Ved to continue. Got a couple of fresh batters. See what he can do here. Good delivery. I like that. He's getting up in the rib cage. Ved's only If he can be as powerful as Mitchell Johnson, he might have to grow the big mustache as well when he's a little bit older. But yes, he's lanky, getting some good bounce. Give him a few more years as he fills out, gets a bit more strength. He's looking to have the goods. Decent looking shot that, got a little bit big on him. Pulled it away for what ends up being a fairly simple 2. There's Danish. I guess we should throw it out to viewers on Facebook. Veerans do appear to be in the driver's seat. Not over yet, but we can have some predictions as to A, will they win? Probably the win meter is firmly in their favour. And B, when will they win? What over shall it be done in? 17.2, 18.3. I'm going with 17.4.
Very precise there, Julian. 17.4. I will go with 18 point. I'll go with 19 overs. How about that?
19 on the dot.
19 on the dot. A very nice shot here. Plays right by point. And a slight mix up there with the bowler and the runner. Big crossing paths. With a natural in-swing, those don't really grow on trees. So if you can harness that talent and continue to develop it, the young man's got a very bright future here in cricket.
That's right. Maybe a little bit of Bruce Reed about him, although hopefully his back holds up a lot better than Bruce's did. And, ooh, close to the fielder there. Took that off his shin. He was coming for the catch, had to back off slightly at the end when he realised he was not going to carry all the way. In the end, good effort to stop it bouncing past him for the...
Good thing the cameraman went away from the field here because he's going to be in some pain. If not now, he's going to feel that tomorrow morning for sure. Because we heard that all the way out here coming off of his shin. That's a full toss. Goes out towards cow corner as Donishik gathers the ball. So just a single there. I think Ved got away with one there on a full toss. And that completes over number 13. It's the Veerans at 86 for a loss of 2. There you see the worm chart, ladies and gentlemen. At this point in time, the Veerans pretty decently ahead of the LIV Incredibles as 13 overs have completed. So your prediction of 17.4, Julian, looks to be very close. See who comes back here into the attack for the Incredibles. Looks like it's going to be Josh.
Josh Patel continuing. And if we saw by the worms, the respective worms that were just on the screen, LIV Incredibles, perhaps their undoing might have been their slow start. The Veerans worm got away to a rather hefty start, and then it's been fairly parallel since then. So LIV Incredibles for future matches might want to just work on their power play tactics a little bit more. See if they can get 40 or 50 runs in the power play. Good delivery that from Josh coming back into the attack from the southern end of the ground. Fatty sent, just tapped it away for no run. He's got plenty of time. Fatty's also a handy batter with good hand-eye coordination, able to clear the boundary. He's got time just to face a few dots, get his eye in, pick up the lighting. That may be a wide, just pushing the tram lines. I think we may see umpire Dapan, and he does. Signal wide, that's 2 bonus, as they ran through for the bonus run. Live Incredibles can ill afford to give away runs, free runs such as that. Shreyas just taking guard, looks like a centre guard. Just 36 runs required now to bring it home for the Veerans. See a big shot. Shreyas just cleared the boundary with ease on that occasion. Travel sort of helpless as it travelled directly over his head for a big 6. A couple of comments here that perhaps Shreyas was struggling. He'll be happy with that shot. Maybe that'll help him just clear out the struggles. As we see him time that one rather nicely. There is a fielder out there at deep point. So just a single. Dani Sheikh returns that comfortably. And Shreyas moves along to 20.
As it gets colder here at the stadium, a little moisture picking up a little bit also on the ground, that ball becomes hard as a rock. So for the Incredibles, it's going to be very, very key ensuring that any opportunities that are given to them by the Veerans are capitalized. There's another great shot there by Shreyas. By Fahad, excuse me, it's by Fahad Khan. Almost identical shots from Shreyas. As they get to 101, with only losing 2 wickets and having plenty of batting still to come. Kind of reminisce about, you know, hindsight's always 20/20, but for the Incredibles, they had plenty of opportunities in the beginning, but unfortunately their slow start. And another shot over extra covers. Does that clear the boundary? No, it does not, but they got back for, no, just a very, very long single. But the Veerans exclusively targeting that extra cover region, long off and extra cover region there. As the fielder slightly adjusts himself. As Josh comes back for his final delivery. Another well-timed ball, wow. But there's Danish out there at deep point, and a very, very loud and deep single for the Veerans. So the Veerans at 103 with only a loss of 2 and 14 overs complete.
It's an expensive over that for LIV Incredibles. Veerans now moving ever closer to the target. 21 runs required from 6 overs. And the math on that one, 3.5 runs per over. That was quicker than the young guy here, but he's a college student. He's probably going to too many fraternity parties. We won't tell his dad though. So I'm not sure, my prediction of 17.4 overs may not hold up. Not if they have another over like that. It looks like it might be Danish coming into the attack. Yeah. I believe it will be Danish coming to the attack. Bowls with his cap, backward cap on. I don't want to comment again on the magnificent team uniforms put together by the USAPL crowd. They've got some lovely uniforms, similar themes, different colour schemes, of course. So Danish comes in from the northern end, going to be bowling right arm over the wicket. Gentle approach, and just whipped away to the leg side. Going to look for two. It's a long chase for the keeper. Well, that's an easy two to Shreyas. Veerans now less than 20 runs required. So yes, my 17.4 overs looks in jeopardy. Any other comments out there on Facebook? This might be 16 and a half. It's not 8 balls away. That'd be 15 and a half. 14 balls away. I don't know. Shaz, what do you think?
Yeah, I think both of our predictions are in jeopardy there here, Julian. Seems like the Veerans are just clinically picking the LIV Incredibles apart here. Unfortunately for the Incredibles, just not too much momentum on the fielding side. Really need to get some of those early wickets that they were unable to get, unfortunately for them. But the Incredibles are a very strong team. Sure, they'll rebound from this if they do end up on the losing side. Never know, things can always change. It is cricket after all. Oh, there's a very loud noise. That was a very thick edge, and unfortunately for the Incredibles, Muda was... The likes of Quinton de Kock, Joss Butler, those are the ones that usually grab those. And that's why they play the way they play for a reason. Danish again, and this one he gets hit towards the cow corner region. But just a quick single here as Ugram gets that ball back quickly. Not too bad for Danish here. Hasn't conceded any boundaries, which is always a good sign. Try to prolong that innings as long as possible. See if what Fahad has in store. Thinking he's big. From the lights of it, looks like he may want to go big. And he flicks it over to square leg. And easy two here for Fahad. And that will complete Danish's first over. Nope, looks like one more. Okay, I apologize. It looks like counted too far ahead. Second time I've done that today, Julian. Talked about the Spartans and Braeborn. Forgot that it was Cardinals. And now I'm counting one ball ahead. Wonder what will happen tomorrow if I'm going backwards one day. And there it is. Told you he had that intent in his eyes. You could tell by the stance. And he smokes it. What do we call this? The BPL truck bed slash cabin slash trailer slash everything. This is the pavilion end. That's what we call it, ladies and gentlemen. This is the trailer pavilion. And I think we gotta come up with a better name than that. But that was absolutely timed by Fahad. What a beautiful shot. That completes the 15th over. It's the Veerans at 116 for a loss of only 2. So it is a possibility that within this over, in the 16th over, we may have to call it a night. Hope you guys are enjoying this game just as much as we've enjoyed presenting this. So do remember to stay tuned after the match is completed for the man of the match presentation. So make sure you stay tuned and make sure you leave your comments below We'd love to get your feedback. We'd love to see people commentate and interact with us. Thank you to all those that have interacted with us today. We appreciate it, and we always love having you watching along with us. So we've got young Jimit Patel, young 13-year-old Jimit Patel, coming in for his first over. It's great to see this young man coming in. And a lofted delivery and goes straight into the covers. And that's, I believe that's Moin Babar out there. Prevents the single from happening.
Yes, I just want to give acknowledgement to Coach Neeraj Patel, who is coach of the Bolingbrook Youth Academy. All these players such as Jimit Patel, Veerans, and others who are participating in the USAPL. He's doing a stellar job bringing these guys along, that they're able to even think about participating in this tournament. They're certainly holding their own and show they can compete. And again, give them a few more years and the future looks very bright for a lot of these guys. Just drift down the leg side, nice looking sweep shot, timed that nicely, 4 runs, down behind square leg, and that brings the Veerans to 120.
Just 4 more needed here for the Veerans to finish a successful chase. As we hear, some spectators commentating from the outside there, saying the game is stuck. So a little satirical humor there from our guests out here, which is always good to see. Love the interaction between the players and the fans. See if Shreyas wants to end it with a big one here. No, he just, very nice ball. Jimit, great ball, great follow-up after giving up that boundary for a dot ball. So once again, thank you to all our sponsors here at the USAPL. Love to thank all of our ground staff, our production staff, all of our umpires. Of course, we can't present this without any of the full team effort that goes in. And there goes Shreyas again, goes towards cow corner, gets a quick single, and the score keeps ticking along here for the Veerans. Only 3 away from a comfortable victory.
Yeah, so I have the opportunity, just want to give a shout out to Studio 7 Chicago, who's providing all the equipment and the technical expertise to bring you this match. And I hope you're enjoying the coverage, as well as Stump Cam. See a single to Fad to finish the over. That is the end of 16. Veerans just 2 runs away from victory. They've got 4 overs to do it. So the math on that one, half a run per over. I think we can do that. Oh. It's been a good night of cricket, and again we've got another match here tomorrow. I believe the weather report looks very favourable. So a Friday night match, a big match between Brabourne Cricket Club and the Spartans Cricket Club. Look, should be a cracker of a match. Brabourne's definitely been the front runner in the league so far, but early in the proceedings. This is going to be Moin Babar coming back on to bowl, and that may finish it. Chipped over the top, and they're going to come back for 2. That's Fahad, appearing to have scored the winning runs as the Veerans Cricket Club bring it home fairly comfortably in the end. They knock off the target of 124, still with the best part of 4 overs remaining. And as we predicted earlier in the match, LIV Incredibles were probably about 25-30 runs short of what would have been a successful target. As it was, Veerans didn't appear too threatened by the chasing down 124. So here's a quick match summary. We have the LIV Incredibles batted first after the Veerans won the toss and put them into to bat. Incredibles scored 123 all out after 19.2. Some good knocks there from first from Mahmood Chowdhury and then by Moin Baba, with some good bowling. Ranadip Aleti with 3 wickets for just 14 runs after he was in his 4th over when he took the final wicket. Fahd Khan picked up 3 wickets, a little expensive, 32 runs. Yash Mehta bowled very well, just allowing 16 runs in 4 overs, picking up 2 wickets. Veerans responded, chasing down the target of 124 in 16.1 overs with just the 2 wickets down. Good knock to open the proceedings by Yash Mehta, and ably supported by Anuj and then Shreyas in the end, who finished 30 not out of 26 deliveries. Not too much to write home in the bowling figures there. So, sum it all up, Veerans won by 8 wickets. We'll take a little break. We'll be back with the presentation ceremony in about 5-10 minutes.
Even the day before yesterday, we played here night game. They don't allow us. So
It shouldn't have happened. No, that's why I'm waiting.
We informed them too before.
अबे हमारे तुम्हारे गेम में जो उधर खड़े थे हमारे
कबीर को
बट कबीर नहीं आया था उस टाइम पे हमने 12 मैन नहीं लाया था
Yeah, you cut short a game.
I think it's coming from this one. So switched off.
सोशल डालना है हाँ W
Hello? Hello?
Hi there, everyone. Thank you for tuning in and staying around for the presentations here for the end of the match. This is the fifth match of the USAPL. Now we'll just bring the two captains in here. So we've got Meenakshi from the Veerans, Fad from the LIV Incredibles. And Fad, your comments on the match. Looks like you guys are probably 20, 30 runs short in the end.
Yeah, I think some thinking for us to do. Second last, we lost. I think we took a slow start in the beginning, and that didn't help our cause. And then we kept losing wickets. Couldn't build a partnership, and I would say we were 20, 25 runs short.
Well, commiserations, but a good effort nonetheless. It was a beautiful night. We certainly thank you for your participation in this USAPL. Meenakshi, winning captain. Congratulations. First win, you got the win on the scoreboard now, so you're underway in the proceedings. So your comments on the match?
Good to have those 2 points, Julian. Yeah. And about this match, I think we got all the check boxes ticked, right? We had, compared to last game, we recovered much better, right? And whatever we planned, whatever we spoke to every players and they executed on the field. It was good to come back and get 2 points on the table. Hoping you could carry the momentum forward in this game.
Fair enough. And yes, it is fair to say your first match you probably looked a little bit rusty, is a good word for it. You looked a lot more polished in this match, and there's certainly a good methodical run chase there. I want to just say, before we get any further, just thank you to all teams who participate in the league. And we want to give a shout out to our umpires for the match, Dapan and Ehsan, who are very good. They're over there grabbing a bit of food. But I'd like to bring in Yash Mehta. Bowled very well, got a couple of catches and also a good knock to bring your team home. So you are the man of the match. Congratulations. And just get your thoughts on the match.
No, much needed win. So glad that everyone pulled their weight. We were excellent in the field, and that is what put the pressure. And I think bowling partnerships is what got us in the game in the first place. And then yes, because of the bowling efforts, batting we had cushion. I had the cushion to play my dots and get my eye in, right, and give the middle over batsmen their freedom to go for it. So pretty happy with the stuff. And
Exactly. Well, congratulations. It was a good win. And again, thank you everyone for watching the USAPL broadcast. I want to give a shout out to our sponsors. Certainly the Live Incredibles, sponsored by Live Well Medical Lounge, Medical Spa. They're fantastic. We also have PSMI Mortgage, sponsor of Veerans. And certainly information is available on the website, psmi.us. And again, thank you all for watching. We've got a big game coming tomorrow night. We have the Spartans versus the Braeborn Cricket Club. Hope you tune in. It'll be starting here, first ball scheduled at 6:30. Should be a wonderful night. Coming down to the Bolingbrook Stadium. What else are you going to do in Bolingbrook on a Friday night? Beautiful night. Come on down. We'll see you tomorrow.